So unusual, really, because if you think about it, Wu Yu's already in the final, and yet the bookmakers believe that Robertson, who's got 2 matches to win, has got a better chance of lifting the trophy. That's the status, the stature of the man, and that's the assignment ahead of Chris Wakelin this evening. A very tough one. So Joe Johnson. Wakelin can win, of course. Will he?
Well, if he plays at his best, yes, I think he will. But I think he's got to play round about his best, close to it. And I think that maybe Neil Robertson's got to play below par. I agree with the bookmakers that he is favourite. Very confident talker, Chris Wakelin. He sounded very confident in his interviews. Got to bring that to the table.
Yeah, well, observed, Joe. I think exactly the same. Did some commentary with Chris, actually, earlier this season at the Championship League, and I was very impressed. Good communicator, as you say.
Powered that ball into the pocket, didn't it? You are going into that pocket. This would have stayed out many, many times. But because Chris Wakelin didn't really get anywhere near the pot that he attempted, the cue ball didn't get far enough back down the table. Now, Neil just looking to see what's going to happen to the black. Will he be able to get to that red just above it? They may have to spin this round 2 cushions and come out for those 2 reds to the right of the pink. In fact, pink the ball.
Malgorzata Kanieska is the referee, looking to see whether the pink will go back on its spot. It will not.
7.
For all that Robertson talked about becoming more circumspect, more cautious, more conservative with his shot selections, this is where the Australian excels and where he's always excelled: potting and break building.
Yeah, one of only 2 players to have made 100 centuries in a single season. In fact, he had the highest. I believe it was 103. And I fully agree with you. Attacking the game is his natural game. Yeah, play safe when you have to play safe. But until then, try and get the balls open and 1 in 1 visit.
10.
That's what he excels at. Just overhitting things slightly. Just come a little bit too far again for the blue, so can't go into that cluster. Well, he could, but it's very risky. No, sir. So the first miss
Neil Robertson, 11.
comes from Neil Robertson. Never had the cue ball under control, did he? And didn't really commit to the positional side of the shot. He thinks that these two balls are a plant. That's what he played for, Neil.
One.
Well, I can only assume that he wasn't confident about that plant, playing the cue ball back to the baulk cushion.
Did seem on the direct view towards the plant we saw from the pocket, it might have been going towards the left-hand jaw as we were looking, so he had to make it.
Well, that's a very good pot on the yellow. That's a statement of intent from Chris Wakelin.
3.
Good to see him going for that shot.
Four.
In his pre-match interview, he was definitely right to pinpoint his win over Zhang Anda in the last 32 as the highlight of the week in terms of quality. He made breaks of 126, 86, 83, played beautifully. And a replication of that would be just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, nicely played onto this red next to the pink. The pink
9.
spot may be available. And this is turning into a good chance for Chris Wakelin. And if he's going to have any chance at all this evening, he's got to punish Neil Robertson's mistakes.
Sixteen. Seventeen.
Yeah, very confident split. He could have dropped it in for the red to the right
24.
middle, but that was very confidently played. Knew he was going to be on this red, at the very least, to the right pocket.
$25.
The red just below the pink will go to the same pocket. Also, the two reds by the right side cushion both available. He's overscrewed it if he played for the red by the pink. But he's nicely on the other one. It's better to be too hard than not hard enough.
Does have the knowledge of knowing he's beaten Robertson before. 5-4 in the last 16 of the German Masters last year. He was 3-1 down in that match.
$33.
Yeah, it seems to got the speed of the table a little better than what Neil did when he was at the table. Hit the ball too hard for the blue twice. Oh, that one has got away from him. I'm not sure what he played for. I think he may have played for the red to the left of the pink. But it looks to be end of break.
Chris Wakelin, 38.
After the week began with best of sevens, then a best of 9 quarter-final. The players have the luxury of playing a best of 11 here, but that doesn't mean to say the opening frame doesn't have significance.
Yeah, think of it like this. If you lose the first frame, it takes you another 2 frames to get in front. Yeah, he played the red into the cluster, missed them, and that's why the red has come back down the table to give Chris Wakelin a chance here. But a tough shot across the nap of the table. Just having a look to see what he would leave if he takes a red on, plays for the black. Nicely done. And he's going to get the desired bounce. So another chance to win this opening frame. Not the best safety from Neil Robertson. He's looking at the cannon, but if he plays the red furthest away, pushes it towards the middle. Just like that. At least he has a shot.
8.
Well, I was with the cameraman there. I thought he would have took that to the middle.
Wakelin will take some reassurance from the awkward red on the left-hand side cushion. £35-point lead here. Of course, it's nowhere near decisive, but it's nothing to be sniffed at. And neither is that slice of good fortune.
Now that could have been a lot worse, couldn't it? Well, I think he's got no option here but to come off the right side cushion and try and pot the red. I don't see any other shot he can play. Oh, he's seen something different. Well, I don't think he played that. I think he played the other red in off the red, but he'll take it.
Well, if he played it like that, they should make him a member of the Magic Circle. Tricky situation resolved and handed back to his opponent.
Well, again, I just thought he was going to push the black to the cushion and leave the cue ball in the jaws of the right-hand corner. Brilliant shot. Could have done with a kiss there. I think a ball safe here is better than rolling up to the brown. Possibly the green. Push the green just past the middle pocket would be good. The brown past the middle would be good. Yep, I like that shot. That's a little bit more insurance.
Clarity of thought and also precision of cue ball. He's playing a good frame here, Wakelin.
Yes, Neil hasn't had a chance since he missed the blue to the left corner.
Foul. And it's Chris Wakelin 6.
Yeah, when we're going back, there's no red on.
Now this could take a little while because 3 balls have to be replaced. And that's why Malgorzata Kanieska is asking the marker, Desislava Boshilova, for a little bit of guidance here.
Well, she's not far away with the red behind the pink.
Well, that was all very efficient, Joe.
Yeah, very good. He's playing to hit the red. That's parallel with the black. Big trouble.
Okay, Neil.
Yeah, great shot. Delighted with that one. May have left a double on, but he's delighted to have got that red safe.
With a 43-point lead, though, Wakelin is only 1 pot away from leaving Robertson requiring a snooker. Given where the rest of the balls are, Wakelin's decision a few moments ago to put the brown safe is being doubly vindicated.
Another very good safety shot. Unfortunately, the yellow going in is a disaster for Chris Wakelin. He played a great shot there.
That is so cruel. What added to the agony for Wakelin, the yellow just trickled into the pocket. There was some doubt whether it would reach. And when it went in, the look on Wakelin's face, I think, said it all.
Well, from practically winning the frame, had the yellow not gone in, he's now in danger of losing. And that's just the rub of the yellow, not the green. Oh, he's brought the blue into play. Left a red on. Don't think that will be going back. Only one safe ball now.
Apart from hitting the blue into the brown and bringing them both into play, I think that is the worst possible outcome for Chris Wakelin on that shot. The frame could be pivoting against him.
One.
And now there's nothing safe.
6.
If losing the first frame in a best of 11 can be ever described as a crushing blow, this would be it.
Seven.
Well, that's straighter than what he wanted, for sure. And that's not going to be easy to get to the next red from there. He's got great cue power for sure. But this is going to take something special. Didn't want the kiss. Would have been nicely on it without the kiss. Still potable, but a little bit more difficult now with the rest.
And this could be the shot that binds the clearance together.
Yeah, what a game to steal.
20.
I just wonder how it's going to affect Chris Wakelin if he does lose it.
Robertson needs all 6 colours.
For a right-handed player, he'd screw past the pink and play the green, but a left-handed player would need the rest if he played that shot. May try and play the cannon to the pink.
22.
Has he come too far? He has. He's come too far. He can't pot it. A reprieve for Chris Wakelin.
And it wasn't as though Robertson had to put that cue ball in a precise area. There was a reasonable margin of error.
As I say, it was easy to screw past the pink, but he would have needed the rest on the green then. So Chris Wakelin didn't lose the frame from knocking the yellow in. Nicely played, well judged.
First frame here is going to take a little over half an hour, and it's been super competitive.
Yeah, the double is not on because he can't get to the brown, so there's no value in taking the double on. He could try and play the cue ball in behind the black. Well, he's caught that much too thick. Should have been at least a foot above the pocket to try and get in behind the black.
The foul on the yellow earlier was unlucky. That one was pilot error.
Free.
It just feels like he's not destined to win this frame, Chris Wakelin. Just needs the pink.
7. $12.
And Neil Robertson does not miss these. Chris Wakelin is from rugby. The first frame was a scrum, but he didn't convert it. Robertson 1-0. The 6th meeting between Neil Robertson and Chris Wakelin. Robertson leads 4-1 in the head-to-heads. I think it's quite significant that in terms of total frames won, adding in the first there, he's won 25 frames now against Wakelin. Wakelin has won 11 against him. That's quite a lopsided record.
Yeah, but for Chris to remain positive, he did win 5-4 in the German Masters. And it was only last year. So important to keep those thoughts in your mind.
Robertson did produce one extraordinary performance against Wakelin. Second round of the UK Championship in 2020. He won 6-1. He made breaks of 135 twice, 130, 89, 72 and 2 other half centuries. So if he replicates that tonight, we can go to bed early. Got the impression, though, Wakelin is a different animal these days. Tougher to break down.
Yeah, it just depends if he can get that yellow out of his mind. He's got to accept, and I'm sure he thought to himself before he came out that there's going to be bad things happen. Try and accept that that's part of the game. But it's so difficult, I can tell you. Can't see any other shot but to take this on. And there is a red above the black. Didn't really get anywhere near the pot and didn't really play it confidently. I expected him to punch that in, sun run through, Leave the cue ball low on the black. So this is a chance. He won't quite know what's happening to the cue ball here. The important thing was the red. Now, is he going to get some luck?
One.
Well, he's covered the easy ball, the blue. The pink is a little bit of a stretch. But that was very confidently played. Especially what happened in the last frame. But just because the pink's near the pocket doesn't mean to say it's easy to pot it and get good position. And that's okay. The red next to the blue is available.
7.
And it's going to clear the path of the blue if you can pot it.
Eight.
A big break here would not erase the memory of the previous frame, but it would certainly ease it.
13. Fourteen. Twenty-one.
Yeah, he didn't get ideal on the red. Still expected him to pot it, but
21.
just a little bit more work to do. So it gets me still in his mind. You could say a little fortunate not to have left something on for Neil Robertson. That red could have so easily been available. And that is a very good safety, attacking safety. That's put pressure on Wakelin here. And a very good reply. He won't be too bothered about leaving the red onto the middle. It would take a very good shot to pop that, and could so easily leave it on if he missed it.
Yeah, certain shots on TV screens are really deceptive, and this is the most deceptive of the lot.
Very difficult. Made sure he missed it thick rather than thin. If it catches the knuckle, comes back across the table, leaves the red on. So chance of this red to the right corner.
In peak form, this kind of shot is the Neil Robertson calling card because of that straight cue action. He drills these in so often. But not there. Not close.
No, and that little cannon that happened has left a chance for Chris Wakelin. Without the cannon, it'd have been on the pink and not left a red on. But because he missed the red thin, he lost the cue ball. So another chance.
One.
That's not the best positional shot he's played. He
Six.
may have to play the red down in the balk area now.
Chris Wakelin,
Well,
6.
he's managed to get it safe, and he wasn't far away from the pot.
All very edgy though, isn't it? Disjointed stuff thus far.
What about that? What about that? And deserved a better kiss. Terrific pot, Neil Robertson.
Neil Robertson, 1.
Again, it was a little bit unfortunate. pushing the red towards that right corner. Doesn't appear as though Chris can see it though. Right in the middle. And a very good kiss on the green.
One of those, he played it as a shot to nothing, but when the red was in, he was then desperate for something, and he got it.
Yeah, he found the path through the balls there beautifully.
Free.
Still nothing straightforward.
Four.
Oh, he's had a look at the pink. He thinks it goes. The referee will be keeping a close eye on which ball he hits first here. And it was the pink. And once again, it could have landed a little kinder. It's a good pop on the pink.
It was a little bit like this early in the first frame. He was constantly one shot away from being right in amongst them, and he is again. This could be very valuable.
Yeah, good recovery. Now, may have to play for the red down by the middle pocket. But that gets him into prime position now.
17. $18.
Well, he'd like to play on that red that's just behind the black and nearest the left corner. That would release other reds into that same pocket. Yeah, this is the red I was talking about. If he's come far enough,
23.
once he gets rid of this red, the one next to the black available, that frees the black. So good plan if he can pot it.
$24.
Piecing together
30.
a useful contribution.
Yeah, we've seen that the two reds below the pink, one goes into the left middle, one goes into the right middle.
$31.
It would help if the black didn't spot. Yeah, that eases the pain of this break.
38. $39.
Now you could play to disturb the two reds, or try and drop in behind them. Play to disturb them, that's worked out beautifully.
45.
This won't be the highest break he makes during this tournament, but it's got the potential to be one of the best.
$46.
So still needs both reds. But the red near the cushion suits the left-hander. Chris Wakelin has had a chance in this frame.
52.
He's going to find out that you've got to take them against this guy. He knows this. Played him enough times.
The good thing for Robertson on that last red, he doesn't have to play anything positionally extravagant. The red will be sufficient. Just dab it in.
59.
Dib, dib, dib.
No dab there. This has been more nab than dab, nabbing the frame. When he came to the table, it didn't look as though he would win it in a single visit.
65.
But he's worked this one out superbly. You know, you hear phrases
67.
around snooker over the years. One that always comes up in players' rooms, in the stands, in press rooms. The rankings don't lie. Well, sometimes they do.
70.
Neil Robertson really isn't the world number 26, is he?
$74.
No, it's great to see him playing well again. Get some confidence. He's obviously put the work in.
79.
And he's reaping the rewards.
$85.
It was a clearance that simply oozed class. Neil Robertson will be delighted with that, especially with a 2-0 lead. quickly make his presence felt.
Well, again, he's left a long straightish red out. The cue ball not close enough to the baulk cushion. I'm sure he'll be taking this on. You always feel that the balls are going your way when you miss these and don't leave anything on. Because on another day, that red comes back down the table, finishes over the pocket.
Robertson's 92 break in the second frame was vintage, but his potting from distance so far in this match has not been vintage. He's missed 3 of 5. Looking at a possible 3-ball plant, but again very risky. It would have to go in, the balls would be all over the place, so just thinking better. Robertson's aim is to book his 5th Home Nations final. If he does that, he would be level with John Higgins, tied 3rd on the list. Only Judd Trump with 9 finals and Ronnie O'Sullivan with 6 have been in the climax of more Home Nation Series events.
Well, this time he does take it on. Powered that red into the pocket. Oh, and that's a very good blue. That took a lot of nerve to play it at that speed. He knew he was leaving this red on. Well, he played for the red anyway. But that added to the pressure.
6.
Yeah, the audacious plant was the spark plug, but it would have counted for nothing had the blue gone astray. Now Wakelin can make a statement.
Yeah, the pink and black are available. Preferably the pink. Get the pink back on its spot. and it makes the break building a lot easier. Yeah, a little straighter would have been better. Just that couple of
12.
inches more. I think he might still be able to hold for the pink.
Thirteen.
Match time just approaching an hour.
Nineteen.
Now just considering whether to play for the black or not. He could play for the pink, back into the left corner.
Twenty.
Yeah, and that's worked out okay.
27.
And he's on this red to the left corner. Might just be able to stun round for the black into the same pocket. Yep, nicely played.
28.
And so far, he's took these very well.
35.
But he's going to finish the job.
36.
Well, he knows how to make big breaks under pressure. When he won the shootout last year in the final, he made a 119 break to capture the title. In that format, that's sensational.
43. Forty-four.
Well, he had a look to see exactly where he wanted to be there. But I don't think that's where it is, actually. He wanted to be straighter on the pink. Just going to have to work the cue ball a little more here. And could really have done without playing for these reds on the cushion. They are missable.
50.
Yeah, just wriggled in, but that's all it had to do. Doesn't need the safe reds that are on the cushions. In fact, these two reds to the left of the pink should be enough.
58.
Wakelin's already showed incredible resilience this week in the last 16 against Pang Junzhu. He was 3-0 down.
59.
And then in the decider, he was 51-0 down. Pang missed a pink. Spurned another chance, and Wakelin eventually got the verdict. It was a wonderful comeback. And so being 2-0 down here, yes, it was a concern,
65.
but not a crisis. He needed to portray strength in this frame, and he's done precisely that.
Well, he has with this red in a colour.
66.
And after what happened in the first frame, this has been a very good response from Chris.
$73.
Very knowledgeable crowd, knowing that that was frame ball.
74. $81.
Wakelin will be feeling so much better. The pink, that was immaterial. He'd done the work. With a break of 82, he has a frame on his side of the ledger. Robertson's lead reduced to 2-1.
On to break.
After that, though,
Thank
two
you.
big breaks have been traded. 92 for Robertson, 82 for Wakelin.
Foul. Animus. Near Robertson 4.
There was an arse from the crowd, but if you're going to see that shot missed, it's always going to be on that side. The last thing he wants to do is hit that red full or too thick. Just trying to come off a couple of cushions, skim off the red and return to bulk.
Yeah, I'm a believer in this shot if you need to play it, but there's no need to play it. And if he does catch it thick, as you say, he could leave the frame on. It's quite easy enough to come off the left or right side cushion and land up into the reds. In fact, he could come off the two cushions and land up in the back of the pack. It may work out okay for him, but also he could catch them thick, as Phil Yates said.
see, can we check it?
The tiniest of differences between the cue ball replacement could be important here. Not quite accurate. It is now, though.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, second attempt to cushion escape. And that's the danger. So I just don't advocate that shot unless you have to play it. And that could be very costly.
You saw from Wakelin's reaction just how much he detested that shot.
One.
He will loathe it even more if Robertson makes plenty here.
Yeah, which he could. We've seen that he's cueing well. Made that 92 break in the second frame.
Free. Four.
Well, not the best angle on the black to go into the reds from. There is a red to the left middle. But he thinks that's a plant. Chris Wakelin looked at this possible plant earlier.
11. 12.
And that's brought another couple of reds into play. There could be more reds coming into play any second now.
Nineteen. 20.
Well, there is a red that he could play for, but he's got the perfect angle on the blue to go into the reds. And if he could miss the pink on the left, he should open nicely. He could play for the loose one, but this is a good opportunity. Well, they're stuck together, haven't they? He couldn't have played it any better.
25.
It's been a common feature of the week, right from day one on Monday. Quite often, players have been going into the bunch and sticking.
Yeah, that could so easily have been end of frame had that worked out. But touch and ball called, so I can play away. Get that cue ball down into the balk area.
Me, Robertson, 25.
Yeah, there is a path back to baulk, but it's risky. The red just above the black and to the left of it. Got to catch that pretty thin to miss the other reds. This is the red he's playing. Yeah, just managed to miss the reds. And that's a good return safety. Yep, he's in a bit of bother. Well, he'll be delighted with that. A nice little rub on the green as well. Stops Neil Robertson hitting this right-hand side of the reds. Just a containing safety shot. He was in a bit of trouble again there.
One.
Oh, that's a terrific pot, but he couldn't get on the black nicely, so this is tough to the middle. Oh, wonderful. Well, I for one thought it was in. I'm sure he did as well. It looked right in the middle of the pocket. That just shows you how tight these middles are. Look at this.
Yeah, we've just seen a graphic illustration of just how tight the middles are. That's the biggest difference between these professional match tables and your club tables. There are lots of differences, but the biggest difference, the brutality of the middle pockets in terms of their tightness.
Yeah, the pocket will accept them, there's no doubt about that, even at pace, as that pink just showed us. But they've got to be in.
7.
The black out of commission now, so got to concentrate on the pink and blue.
Eight.
The 3 reds surrounding the pink shouldn't be any problem. But if he takes 3 pinks with these 3 reds, he's still going to
13.
need one of those 5 reds on the left side of the table.
14. 20. 21.
As Joe said, where the remaining reds are, this is a very healthy lead.
Yeah, nice little cannon that, wasn't it? Potting a pink to the middle, sending the red towards the right
27.
corner. And now he's trying to think of how he can get to one of those other reds. He's only going to need one of them. If he takes a pink or a blue. When this red is approaching.
$28.
Now looks to have the angle here to nudge that red off the cushion. But being a left-hander, if he can drop on one of these 2 reds nearest the cushion, he only needs the red, and that's an excellent positional shot.
34. 35.
So 1 snooker to tie at the moment. And that should seal the deal.
Yeah, this is Neil Robertson's 51st ranking event semi-final,
40.
and it looks as though he's halfway
41.
to a 37th final. Wakelin's had his moments. But it's Robertson who appears to me to be growing in confidence.
47. Neil Robertson, 47. And the frame.
At the mid-session interval, Neil Robertson on the comeback trail in terms of his career is looking pretty good. He leads by 3 frames to 1. Cannot agree with Jimmy White's assessment more. This is now vital for Chris Wakelin, frame 5. If he fell 4-1 in arrears, that would seem a very black hole. 3-2, manageable.
Well, a half chance. Should be able to dodge the yellow if he takes a red to the right middle. Good pot. Just a little short of pace. Would have been nicer if he could finish on the blue. Trying to power that cue ball back across the table for that red next to the pink. But he always knew he was going to be on the red to the left corner. Just looking to see if the pink's available to that right middle. Looks like it is. And that's just about right to bring the black into play. Looked at the angle that he wanted just before he played the pink. He's missed it. Tried to catch it half ball, send the black towards the pocket.
13.
And that's a little bit of a let-off for Chris Wakelin, because had that worked out, there was other reds available. Just missed the red. He didn't play to pot the green.
Robertson, 30.
The cue ball onto the port cushion. As Phil Yates said earlier, he's on the verge of breaking into the top 16, Chris Wakelin. Neil Robertson trying to get back in the top 16. And if he won this tournament, Chris, he'd be in.
Yes, same thing applies to the Australian. Oh, this is lucky. This is very lucky. And look where the green is perched.
Who put the green there? Yeah, very fortunate, because he'd pushed reds over both corners, Neil Robertson. So, as Phil Yates said, very, very fortunate that. And it could be a frame winner.
Four.
Now this is missable. Did well.
5.
And certain members of the crowd appreciate that he's now bang in.
Yeah, and this is where he excels really, around the black spot, as do most of the top players.
12.
In fact, they all do. And just looking at the reds surrounding the pink spot area, taken in the right sequence, most of them will go. Little shorter pace there. Wanted the cue
20.
ball closer to the cushion.
Twenty-one.
When you're leaning over like that, even for a short-range shot, and you're craning, trying to get the reach, it can affect alignment and the shot in general. Giving himself a lot to do on this because he's almost straight. And he's got the maximum out of that.
Wow, that was a great shot. As you say, Phil, he was
28.
almost straight on the black. Pinched a little bit on the pocket to run through off the two cushions. And he's managed to be on the red.
29.
Cue ball just about held up on the balk line. Could be a red available to both corners. Played it well.
32. 33.
And I like the tempo he's playing at, Joe. Not too quick, but definitely not too slow. He's not getting in his own way.
Yeah, and he's attacking the balls, isn't he? You know, that's the main thing for me with Neil Robertson. He needs to attack the balls, which he is doing. Yeah, play safe if you have to, but this is where he excels.
40.
Potting and break building. Once he takes this red, it looks like the rest of them are all covering one another. So this red and the black will put him 61 points to the good. So he needs another red to leave his opponent needing snookers.
41.
Now looking at him there may be a red available to the yellow pocket. Not sure. But he's got the angle just to disturb them slightly. Did I say slightly? I don't think he's on one. Unless that red above the pink spot goes to the right corner. I'm not sure if he's on one there, and that's very unfortunate. If he isn't. And he isn't.
Can't moan too much there, Joe. He got in with a fluke.
Yeah, let's not forget that. Ah, what a shot. What a shot, what a kiss. But that red is all he needed. And yeah, Phil Yates is right. He did get him with a fluke. Nothing fluky about the rest of them, though.
Robertson,
Well, one
49.
snooker required, so not over yet.
Odds still against Chris Wakelin, but there is a glimmer of hope.
1.
Yeah, it can be a cruel game sometimes, can't it?
8.
Through no fault of his own, Chris is now leading Snookers.
9.
Well, I've told this story before this week, but I think it's worth a re-airing. He needs the same kind of escapology he showed in the Saudi Arabia Snooker Masters in a frame against
16.
Tebchira Anu. He won that frame even though Anu made a break of 78.
That's incredible. But it just shows you what can happen at this game. You're never out of it. And one snooker,
17.
very achievable. Pink's in a good spot, as is the rest of the colours. And just seeing where he wants to place the cue ball, where he can get the snooker, leave the red on the table. So, chance here. Try and get that cue ball in behind the black. Maybe the
24.
red behind the blue. There's more control if you play it that way. And that
Chris Wakelin,
is perfect.
24.
That is a good snooker. That's not easy hit. Got to be aware of the free ball as well.
Yeah, this is a real challenge.
It's a one cushion escape, I think. But it's missable. How important could that missed black from Neil Robertson be? I'm sure he thought he'd won the frame, done enough, but missing the black has given a life for Chris Wakelin.
And all of Robertson's attention, quite correctly, will be put into hitting this red in any fashion he can. Now, when you do that, you might leave yourself vulnerable to another snooker next.
He's thinking of two cushions, just missing the green and hitting the red. But if he plays that at pace, he could leave a free ball.
Foul.
So,
Chris Wakelin, 4.
Chris Wakelin can win. Hasn't left the red on. But new life in this game. Good attempt at the snooker. But certainly a good safety. Well, that looks good enough to me. Referee having a very good look. In case she has to replace the balls. Yeah, well played. Had to swerve round the blue. And he couldn't have expected a better outcome.
We thought that this frame was under lock and key for Robertson. Not anymore. Well, that helps the Robertson cause considerably.
Yeah, the black is more difficult there than it was.
And trailing by 34, that's the only ball, the only colour that Wakelin can pot off the last red that would enable him to win the frame outright with the colours.
Yeah, that's a pretty good shot. Neil Robertson didn't want to move the black from there. Don't think he's got any choice. If he catches this just a little bit too thick, the red will come away from the cushion and maybe leave a pot on for Chris Wakelin. He's got to catch this red really thin. And that couldn't have played it any better. The red hasn't moved. The only problem is he's pushed the black on, but he couldn't do anything about that.
I think he accepted that and just realised safety was the order of the day. That was the top priority.
Well, that's not a disaster. Could have been a pot on. It would be a very risky shot to take the red on. We could try and drop him behind the pink. Make sure the red goes to the cushion. He's brought the pink off the cushion. Although I think he's gone safe again and put the green safe as well.
Yes, Robertson was the net gainer there, wasn't he?
Delighted. Delighted with that outcome. Caught it much too thick. And this time it's Neil Robertson who is a little fortunate not to have left an easy chance at this red. Well, there's various ways of playing the snooker here, and he's thought of them all. Now, had he got the cannon to the brown, the white would have taken the place of the brown and it would have been a full ball snooker. But he left the red on, and the black has gone safe again, so he can't take this red on.
It wasn't easy, but I'm a little surprised that Robertson didn't have a better effort there. Maybe he's just feeling that tension you experience when you know a frame should already have been put on your side of the scoreboard.
Well, that makes the black a little easier. Yeah, he missed game ball black, didn't he, Neil Robertson? And that just throws a little bit of doubt in your mind. Black goes in. We started the next frame 15 minutes ago. This looks good. That's trouble.
Well, even if Chris Wakelin escapes here, look at these balls. They're totally against him. From here, he would need so much to go right to steal this frame.
Well, it starts with hitting the red and getting it safe. If you can get him behind the red, send it down the table. Now can Robbo be tempted?
The one thing Robertson does not want to do here is miss this red and see it come back and dislodge brown, pink and green.
So close. But well worth a go, because it's very difficult to pop this red and get to the black. And this isn't easy, even to play safe off. The pot's no good to him. It's nearly 15 minutes since his last pot. Yeah, he's shaking his head because it's not easy to play a good safety shot here. Oh, a very good attempt. Trying to get that cue ball in behind the black and a fraction harder.
Now Robertson just wants to see the back of the frame.
And that should see the back of it. Great pot to the middle. Two snookers to tie. But if the screen goes in, it's a concession.
And although it took a while, the key component of this frame, Robertson's 49 break from a fluke.
Frame Neil Robertson.
So, Chris Wakelin concedes while Neil Robertson's at the table, and it means that the Australian forges into a 4-1 lead. Since the 2022 Tour Championship.
Yeah, along with Ronnie O'Sullivan being from Essex, Steve Davis. So they have produced some brilliant players. Oh, that's a beauty. That's an absolute cracker. And that cue ball's going to hold up. That's just the kind of pot that he needed. It was a good break off from Neil Robertson. Cue ball tight to the baulk cushion.
Four.
And I've got to try and get into those reds as soon as possible. And try and win this frame in one visit.
Five.
The blue would be a good ball to go into them from, as would
12.
one of the baulk colours. The important thing is to get this red in first and then try and get the reds open. He's missed the red.
Chris Wakelin 12.
I think he's left the red on. No, the red had just gone past the middle pocket. So didn't pay the price for missing that relatively easy red.
An unbroken run of British success could be under threat now. The last 13 ranking events have been won by Brits. The last 4 have been won by players from England. But that sequence might well be broken here at the English Open.
Foul. Enemies Chris Wakelin 4.
China's Wu Yize already through to the final. Neil Robertson on course to join him there. The last non-British winner of a world ranking event was Zhang Anda at the International Championship last November.
Caught them too thick. Oh, is he going to get fortunate and cover this red? I think he has. Slight raise of the hand.
He picked that one out so well. The red just refused to drop.
Half the crowd thought it was in, you know, Phil. As did I. Coming towards the pocket, this looked in. Oh, what a good shot that was. Another brave shot from Chris Wakelin. He had a lot of balls to dodge there in potting that red. Look at this gap he's found. And a decent kiss, you've got to say. His choice of green or brown.
I think that's his best way back into this, find some inspiration.
Yeah, but you've got to complete the job, haven't you? It's all right knocking a good red in. And this brown isn't a gimme. he's got it. And he's held that cue ball well if he's on the red just above the black. May have to go down for the blue, but that's a pretty decent shot. Can't get to the black from it, unfortunately.
Six.
Yeah, just about got the right side of the blue. Those four reds just above the black, they're all covering one another. It's not easy. The black only available to the left corner.
And worth recalling, perhaps, that Wakelin's only win over Robertson,
11.
that one in the German Masters we've talked about, 5-4 from 3-1 down. So he has come back against the Australian before. Not from this size of deficit, though, or indeed on this kind of occasion.
12.
Well, he started off with a terrific red, didn't he, from dead in under the baulk cushion. And now little cannon to these two reds develops them. Full concentration on the black, though. He's missed it. That's what you cannot afford to do.
12.
Miss easy balls when you're in. You think about the cannon, you see it, and then you concentrate on the black. Kicking himself for missing that easy black. He was in full control, he'd done all the hard work. Saving grace is that he hasn't left anything easy for Neil Robertson. I think that's what's going to happen, Phil. He's got to get away with a couple of shots. And certainly got away with that one, not leaving anything easy. Now looking at the safety, where he can put that cue ball.
Deserved applause, well-weighted white. But Robertson spied a conventional return. Caught that red just a little too thick.
Well, well too thick, and he's very fortunate again if he hasn't left anything on. There's nothing easy there. This is a tough shot, plenty of pressure on this one. Oh, good shot. Excellent shot. So, Chris Wakelin gets another chance. You've got to say it was a poor safety, though, from Neil Robertson. It was a simple half-ball return to baulk safety. think the crowd would like to see this go a little closer. Seem to be on Chris's side.
Nine.
Yes, especially on a day when the first semi-final resulted in a whitewash.
Well, surely he hasn't covered it.
16.
Well, judging by his reaction, he's gone too far for the easy red. And there's confirmation. He has got another red, but it's a very difficult one. He may need the long stuff. Now he can just reach it, but positional side of the shot, not straightforward. Again, you've got to put all your concentration into the pot. No good getting position and missing the pot.
Sure.
It is the long stuff. Yeah, a very good pot with all that equipment. And somehow the cue ball has gone down towards the blue. A couple of nice kisses. Well,
Chris Wakelin, 17.
he was concerned about how to get back down the table, and he's made contact with the brown.
First the black went astray, then the blue.
Another let off. And that's not the best kiss in the world for Neil Robertson. So another chance for Chris Wakelin. I don't think he's missed as many balls all week as what he's missed in this match. Chris Wakelin, he's played exceptionally well. He's come down for the black, and he's on it. Another miss. He's going to look back at this frame if he does lose the match. He's had a lot of chances this frame. He may get another. It's not an easy table.
Well, he's had 3 opportunities of the gilt edge variety, and at this level, when you miss 2 blacks off the spot and a blue off its spot, that's unforgivable. Could still win the frame, but he should have had it wrapped up by now, and he knows that.
Well, I was just saying, wasn't I, that he hasn't missed as many balls all week as what he has in this match.
1.
But this is the semi-final and means so much.
A clearance here would not be the clincher, but it might be the killer. The killer blow.
7.
Yeah, and if anybody can do it, Phil, it's Neil Robertson.
Fourteen. 15.
Well, that couldn't have dropped any nicer,
22.
really. Straight behind the red to the baulk corner. And he can play for blue, pink or black.
Twenty-three.
'Just 18 points the difference now.
28. 29.
70 frames over the course of a season come down to a last red
36.
across the top cushion. There's always doubt,
37.
but Robertson copes.
Struck so positively, wasn't it? And the only problem I can see now is brown to blue for a left-hander. And it just depends on the positional shot from green to brown. If he gets dead on the cushion, somewhere there, and he plays a screw back for the blue. But he's got to be very accurate with his positional play from green to brown. Yellow to green, not too bad.
$46.
You see a lot of right-handed players these days go lefty when the situation requires. Don't think Robertson can do it in reverse.
Well,
49.
he's short of pace. This isn't straightforward. This is tough. He needs brown, blue and pink. a good shot, but not ideal on the blue.
$53.
And certainly not ideal on the pink. A real pressure shot, this. But he can handle it.
What a clearance, there's no doubt. Chris Wakelin offered not one, not two, but 3 invitations to do this. And Neil Robertson has done it with considerable aplomb. 1 frame away from a place in the final of the Bet Victor English Open.
7, Chris Wakelin to break.
Can Chris Wakelin get off the metaphorical floor, forget what's just happened, and put some pressure on Neil Robertson?
Well, he's been getting in, hasn't he, with great shots, Chris. It's the easy ones that's been letting him down. And he may not get a chance in this frame. Terrific long red. Oh, great opening red. Nice angle on the black to do what he wishes, really. He could go into them and go into them with pace. Well, I'm surprised he didn't go into the reds there with power. And that's brought another red into play, at least. Tried to play for 2 reds there, and then he could choose the best one to play. Didn't quite come far enough for the one to the left corner.
14.
Now again, choices to make. Does he play for the loose one or go into them?
$19. 20.
Just marching around the table now.
$27.
Yeah, just thinking about opening more reds and potting this red. But he needs to get the cue ball out for the black.
$28.
Yeah, couldn't do it. So just concentrated on being on the black. And that's worked out nicely. He's on the red to the right corner, and that's just what he played to do.
35. 36.
Well, all Chris Wakelin has done in this frame is break off. It wasn't a bad break off.
$41.
For Chris Wakelin, it looks like being a sweet tournament with a bitter end.
Yeah, just a little shorter pace there. He may have to go in and out of balk here. Could take the yellow, come down for the red next to the pink. Got to be accurate with his pace. And he's a little short.
$47.
So it looks like Chris will be coming back to the table. I'm sure he was feeling the worst there.
And Robertson knows from the hundreds of matches he's played, you can never take anything for granted. Complacency, there's no room for it. Everything going his way. 5-1 up, 47-0 up. But concentration needs to be retained. You have to be ruthless and relentless.
All applause for the 47 break. Very fair, this crowd. They've given Chris Wakelin every encouragement, but they've been fair to Neil Robertson as well. I am a little bit surprised he didn't play back down the table last time round, Chris Robertson. Neil Robertson, he gave a chance there to Chris to play a good safety.
Foul. And I miss Chris Wakelin 4.
He had the right pace, but not the right direction.
It's not happened yet, Joe, but if it does, if Robertson does win 6-1, it would mean he's played 5 matches here, and every one he's allowed his opponent to get 1 frame. He would have reached the final for the loss of 5 frames in total. But not there yet.
Same shot as last time. Shorter pace and not the right direction. A welcome 8 points so far. Much needed.
Okay, Chris. Foul.
He's missed it that side, hasn't it? Each time. And of course, because he can't see one, it will just keep going back.
Foul. And I miss Chris Wakelin for.
He knew as soon as he struck the cue ball. Very nice. Very nice indeed. He knew he wasn't leaving anything on. He's played the double. He's got it, and he's in with a chance. A very clever shot, that, from Chris Wakelin. Now, what kind of an angle does he have on the black? Not good. Not good to get into them anyway.
8.
Another very good shot to the middle. And this time he's got the angle. He could go into them, or he could play a gentle cannon to those two reds. Leave himself on the reds to the right corner.
Yes, after missing a few shots to middle this evening, that was beautifully struck. And now professional pride is kicking in. He's had a really good week. He does not want it to end just yet.
The two reds above the black will go to the right corner if you can drop onto them. Now he's unfortunate.
14.
Yeah, and if he plays the cue ball down the table, he could leave that red to the right of the black. He could just roll the cue ball to the side cushion. Wouldn't leave anything on and give Neil Robertson the problem.
Chris Wakelin, 14.
Well, the only problem with that is he could be in trouble next shot. He's seen a pot. He's seen a pot. And what a shot it was. That could be the winner. Incredible pot.
Is that spectacular effort the beginning of the end?
And have a look where the cue ball is. Had he missed it, there was nothing there for his opponent. And that's looking very ominous now for Chris Wakelin.
Nine.
Yeah, and these two loose reds would be enough.
16. 17.
Doesn't need to disturb the two reds touching together there. 41 points the difference when he pots the black. Another red in the colour.
Last season, the man from down under was very down. Now he's pleasingly on the up.
25.
And if this black goes in, surely back into a big-time final.
Yep, and wants to get them all now.
33.
He's won 23 world ranking tournaments, the most by a non-British player. Tomorrow he'll be a heavy favourite to make it 24. And to complete his rejuvenation, his revitalisation and his return to snooker's top table.
Yeah, it should be a great final, shouldn't it? And we're going to watch every ball live. Two attacking players.
40.
A man in his first final. Who is that? And this man who's been in plenty.
That is that. It was a really good week for Chris Wakelin. It's been a really good night for Neil Robertson. He's into the final. You know, he won his first ranking title in 2006 at the Grand Prix. Who did